It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, rise and shine. You're on with this Do Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you last week? Oh, you've been cheating because you've been hanging out with your girl Shantice. And I took a peek each morning. I was on and I was conversing and I was enjoying the conversation. And I want to say two things before I go any further. One, did she do a fantastic job? Round of applause for Shantice doing a good job. And two, I want to say thank you for your love and support for Shantice, getting on each morning and joining the conversation and, just really making her feel welcome. It's not easy to host the show, any show, for 2 whole hours. And I tell you, it has been amazing watching her, do what she does well. And, I was under the weather, as some of you caught on, Wednesday's show. And just happy to be able to, witness to the fact that God always has a ram in the bush. So, I'm really grateful to God that I am with you once again. Being out for a whole week on the onlooker side, that ain't all easy. It's not easy, especially when I don't have my feet up in Hawaii. If I was kind of maxing and relaxing and chilling and all that kind of stuff, it would be something different. But it's amazing. It's amazing, again, to watch Shantice do her thing. Thank you to the Do Time crew for holding her down and helping her out as well and being who they were. They did not change for the occasion. Oh my goodness gracious. So if you didn't have an opportunity to tune in last week, or you got some of the week and you didn't get other parts of the week, make sure you go back and either listen. Well, you can't listen right now because I haven't been able to update our podcast but you can surely watch, whether you have Facebook, whether you have right here on a Closer Walk Christian Media Network. You can check out all of the shows Monday through Friday. She was on Monday through Friday. She was just doing her thing. So make sure you check it out. So, what happened last week? What happened last week with Pastor Steph? Well, Pastor Steph was sick. Pastor Steph was sick, and I had to be hospitalized. And thanks be to God, I am out. I'm home, and not only am I out and I'm home, but I'm actually able to host the show. So, thanks to all of you who kind of give me the fuel to do what I do. Thanks be to God who gives me the strength, who gives me my health to just do what I do. Thank you to all who reached out. Shantice was always asking, did you, reach out to Pastor Steph? And some of you did. Thank you so much for just keeping in touch, letting me know you were thinking about me. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. I am so very appreciative of it. It's hard being away from all of you for a whole week. We were just away from you for a whole week a few weeks ago for Thanksgiving weekend, and we were vacationing, and I was away celebrating my birthday, but I had no idea that I would come back and then be away from you again. So that in all our 5.5 years That has never happened. And it has never happened since 2016, almost 10 years. We are celebrating almost 10 years. We're in a full 9.5 years of a Closer Walk Christian talk show. And since then, we've moved up to a Closer Walk Christian Media Network because we've added all of these things to this YouTube channel. And you can really browse this channel to find some really, really great content. We've got like 3 years, 4 years of the Sitter Awards, yes, hosted by our wonderful Mrs. Dara Bragg. We have our Jackie Love, her Fashion School of Etiquette. We have several events that we covered for them. We've got more recently, Shantice has been working with Miss Herlima Owens on her, now, how can I want to make sure I get this right. Is it the construction workers? Yeah, just amazing. She has amazing content. We have what else is on there? We have different events that we've hosted. We've got, what is that? A night with the king. Oh my goodness, a classical event that was, top notch. So we can't have all this content and not be, and just be a Closer Walk Christian talk show, because we're so much more than a talk show. So we are a Closer Walk Christian Media Network, and I'm sure if you browse this channel, you will really, really be happy about what you see. If you have an event that's coming up and you want, us to kind of, come over and interview some people and things like that, just let us know. We've got our own family on here. We've got It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. We've got With All Due Respect with Shantice and V. And you've got to check out their Christmas episode. Yeah, they were out in the freezing cold. Yes. Excellent. We've got My Two Cents, and that's with Shantice and myself and Brother Ainsley. We've got like so much on this channel. There is nothing that you'll be lacking or looking for or wanting, to get, as long as you kind of browse this channel. So thank you again so much. I missed you all. It is Shaking the Monday Morning Blues. Now this is like our third or our fourth Monday in the month. We only got one more Monday after this, and then we will be out of 2025, God's space. So time is moving on. We've got stuff to do. You've got to step your game up. God is expecting you to step your game up based on everything that you've been hearing, based on everything that you've been learning. And I want to thank everybody who tunes in to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph and doesn't say good morning. I know you're out there. I don't know who, but I'm going to tell you something. Our numbers have increased drastically, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Again, the podcast side is like still high. We need to get these numbers up on this YouTube channel, and it's happening, and it's all thanks to you. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you don't miss whenever something is lighting up over here on a Closer Walk Christian Media Network. Make sure you tell someone. Make sure you text, call. 2 cans and a string, some smoke signals. I don't care what you do. Make sure you tell somebody that It's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. Make sure you go get that healthy breakfast. Oh my goodness, my diet plan has turned all the way around. So we're going to be doing some new things in our eating plan, and I can't wait to get started with our health tip. So go ahead and get that healthy breakfast, and make sure you don't go anywhere, because we will be right
You a secret, something that no one has ever taught you. Wake up early in the morning before your feet even hits the ground. You should be barefooted and don't talk to anyone. Then you begin to prophesy over yourself. Begin to speak the words of God over your destiny. I'll give you an example. Use your name. I, Kimona, will prosper. The works of my hands are blessed. Everything I touch is blessed. My life is blessed. My business is blessed and will always prosper. Opportunities will always find me, always locate me. I am protected by God. I will always walk in good health. My destiny helpers are locating me and they will help me. My life is a blessing. My children are a blessing. My marriage is a blessing. I will never know lack. I will always prosper. I will attract wealth all the days of my life. I am favored by God. My destiny is connected to great people in Jesus' name. Speak upon your destiny. Speak upon
Ooh, wait, did you listen to that PSA? Yo, Shantice must be doing her straight homework. For real. Really. I mean, I never picked up PSAs like she does. Oh my goodness. Wake up every morning and before you put your feet on the ground, prophesy over yourself. This, what's her name? Kimona. She said powerful things. Powerful things. Things that are really seeking a relationship with God. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'm going to add to her little PSA. You must walk in that. Oh, you got to walk in that. You can't be prophesying over yourself and then you go out and you living wickedly. No, you got to prophesy over yourself and you let those words walk you into what you're going to do. Okay, so listen, it's hand in hand. You can't just speak the words because speaking the words and not living the words is like 0 plus 0 equals 0. Okay, once you speak those words need to fuel you into making sure you do right by God, making sure you live right by God, making sure you do everything you say. I am favored by God. I am going to be prosperous. I am going to do this. Yeah, well, you can't be out playing numbers and you're going to be prosperous. Prosperity comes with faith. Prosperity comes from obedience. And go back to Deuteronomy 28. That would just set that whole PSA on fire. It really would. So make sure that when you finish today's reading is Deuteronomy 28. It speaks everything biblical from what she spoke. Yeah. I was like, yeah. But the other side of me was like, ooh, are you going to say what I think you're going to say? Come on, girl. Finish it. So I'm going to finish it for her. Make sure that when you get up and you speak those words, that you speak the words and you walk the walk. Okay? Oh, I love that one. Great one, Shantice. Great one. Oh, listen, I haven't said good morning in an entire week. So let me make sure I say good morning to those who are giving me a shout out this morning. Oh, good morning, my King Terrence. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you and good morning, Ketty. Thank you for the welcome back. I so appreciate it. Oh, good morning, Koya. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We got to check in from our girl, Teresa. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Teresa. Terrence says, Shantice did a great job. He taught her well. Listen, Give credit where credit is due, right? All right. Good morning, Pastor. Welcome back from our girl, Anika. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping Shantice hold it down last week. Could not do it without you. All right. Let's see. We got a check-in from our girl, Tamika. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Her and Brother Al were definitely checking on me as well. I was getting so many shout outs from all of you. Thank you so much. So grateful to have you all in my life. So please, again, if you, oh, wait, there's other stuff going on here. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, good morning. We got to check it from Akusa. Good morning, my dear. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Alrighty. And we've got a check-in from our girl Viv. Good morning and thank you for the welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo, yes, today's reading is Deuteronomy 28. I love it. I love it. I love it. Make sure you go back and listen to those, to that PSA. It's excellent and right on time. All right. This morning, we're talking about our health tip as we do every Monday morning. And we've got some common foods that food safety experts never eat. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to eat bad and be food safety experts, right? Okay. So I want to follow the people who know what to do, how to eat, and what to eat. And I always told you, Pastor Steph was a smart cook. He always, messed around with people who knew more than I did. And by the way, Pastor Grace, if you're out there, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're feeling well this morning. So what are the safety experts, the food safety experts, telling us never to eat because they never eat these things? Raw eggs. Now, this is like long gone. If you're still eating raw eggs, you have got to be out of your mind because for years, over a decade, maybe 2 decades, they've been telling us stay away from raw eggs. It is so prone to possibly having salmonella. Now, I know that sounds rude because I said possibly, but you get what I'm saying, okay? It is a high risk that there is the salmonella bacteria in the raw eggs. You got to make sure those eggs are cooked. They say the bacteria can contaminate the eggshell in the chicken's reproductive tract, but sometimes it can infect the inside of the egg during its formation, okay? Additionally, if the egg isn't properly washed, salmonella on the shell can contaminate the edible portion when the egg is cracked. Not only that, sometimes when you're boiling your egg, it cracks. So if something is in that water, guess what? It's running all up into your boiled egg. Okay, they say the risk also applies to runny yolks. Man, I can't eat eggs, but it's been a while since I've eaten eggs. And when I could eat eggs, I used to love to eat a sunny side up or an over easy egg, which meant it was runny. But look at what God did. I don't even have to worry about that anymore. They say make sure if you are eating food that contains raw eggs, egg whites, they say make sure you check out some salad dressings, mayonnaise, and sauces, because they sometimes have like raw eggs, egg whites in it. That's what they're talking about right now. Meringues, like lemon meringue pie and ice creams. So make sure that you avoid raw eggs. Alrighty. They do not eat undercooked meat, poultry, and fish. Who's still eating sushi? Oh my goodness gracious. E. coli, listeria, salmonella, and this is what the first time, toxoplasma. Ooh, okay. They say now toxoplasma is especially in pork, lamb, and venison. They say symptoms of these foodborne illnesses include diarrhea, cramping, abdominal pain, and fever. Sometimes it can be life-threatening as well. So please stay away from anything that's meat, poultry, or fish. If it's raw, don't eat it, okay? Whew, that's a lot. Now they're saying that beef, pork, veal, and lamb needs to make sure that the finished product is at 145 degrees, and this is all Fahrenheit heat. Okay, ground meat 160 degrees Fahrenheit. All poultry 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and fish and shellfish, which you ain't gonna be eating no way, for 145 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the shellfish. You're not supposed to be eating shellfish. Check out Leviticus 11. Yes. Oh, I know. It's a whole lot, but listen, check it out. Why do you think people are getting so sick over some of this stuff already? Yeah. More and more people are becoming allergic to shellfish and pork. Oh, the two things that's in Leviticus 11, we ain't got no business eating no way. So make sure you stick to those degrees, and it's safe to eat at that point. What else are the food experts not eating? Raw cookie dough. Again, where you been for the past 2 decades? They've told us stop eating raw cookie dough. That bare flour that's in that cookie dough, that raw eggs that's in that cookie dough, all of that stuff can contain either E. coli or salmonella. So make sure you do not eat raw cookie dough. I know it tastes good. Remember we used to eat when Mama used to make the cake batter, and they used to mix it. We used to lick the bowl. Yeah, child. No more of that. Okay. They say E. coli is one of the most common types of bacteria that causes food poisoning. It can make anyone sick, but especially children, older adults, and people who have compromised immune systems. They are at a higher risk. Okay, so please make sure, do not taste your stuff like that, because you don't know what's in it if it's not cooked. Cooking can kill a lot of the bacteria. Okay, so don't do it. It's not worth it. Food in swollen cans. Now, I got to tell you, I've been shopping for the majority of my life. I ain't never seen a swollen can. No, I've seen a big can, but I've never seen a swollen can. They say if you have swollen or bulging canned food, avoid eating it. The swelling is a warning sign of contamination. Woo! There's a bacteria commonly associated with canned foods because it thrives in low oxygen environments, meaning cans, at room temperature. They say essentially, the bacteria grows and emits gas, which takes up the space, and that's what makes the can swell. Wow. Unwashed leafy greens. Ooh. So, they say leafy greens grow close to the soil, and that can pick up bacteria. So please make sure you wash your leafy greens well. And they say if your leafy greens aren't properly washed, make sure you do so. If you want to skimp on how you wash your greens, and I'm not talking about collard greens, we're talking about here. They say before eating, cutting, or cooking leafy greens, wash them under clean running water. For heads of greens like lettuce and cabbage, remove the outer layer of leaves first. Okay? Always get rid of those. Those are always the ones that everybody's touching all over. So you ain't gonna get rid of that. Okay? They say even if it says ready to eat or triple washed, it's not gonna hurt washing it again. Alrighty. What else are the food experts not eating? We shouldn't be eating either unrefrigerated leftover food. Well, we've talked about this quite a bit. They say unrefrigerated leftover food definitely has bacteria in it. They say bacteria doubles every 20 minutes. So they say, for example, at room temperature, a single bacteria cell can multiply to 64 in just 2 hours and explode to 4,096 in 4 hours. All right. So please make sure that you put your food up properly. Make sure you store it. Remember, if it's not at a certain degrees, it will definitely grow bacteria and you don't want to get sick. All right. So those are the things that we should stay away from. Eating raw eggs, undercooked meat, poultry, and fish, raw cookie dough, food in swollen cans, unwashed leafy greens, and unrefrigerated leftover food. All righty. We got a couple of check-ins this morning. We got a check-in from Serge. Hey, Serge. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a check-in from Joseph. Top of the top, peace and blessings, do family. Happy Monday. Let's make today better than yesterday. Stay positive and share love. Yes. Good morning. Thank you for those tips, Joseph. All right, I got a couple of minutes left for this, and I wanted to talk about how to wash like your blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, to make sure you remove the pesticides and prevent mold. Okay, because if you put them in the refrigerator, they can get moldy pretty quickly. All righty, so let's see. Let me get to this so we don't run out of time. They say only using water can get rid of only a very small amount of any debris. So what they are advising is that you use white vinegar and baking soda. Nobody's going to convince me that God did not create white vinegar and baking soda. I don't care what you need to do. White vinegar, baking soda gets the job done. Cleaning, cooking, everything. I mean, white vinegar and baking soda, always at the top of the list. So they're saying that what you need to do is, let me get the chemistry behind this. They say mix 3 parts cold water to 1 part vinegar in a large bowl. Put the strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, sit them in there 5 or 10 minutes, agitate it, move, splash it around, in other words, and drain it well, okay? And that way you get rid of anything that may have kind of landed on it, as well as getting rid of the vinegar. And that's how, if you want to do it with just vinegar. If you want to use the baking soda, they said 1 teaspoon of baking soda in 2 cups of water. Do the same exact thing. Soak your berries for 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you shake the water around and rinse off very, very well. Listen, I do both. I put a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of baking soda in there. I let it sit for 5-10 minutes, and then I'm rinsing. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt. Okay? That way, you have gotten all of the debris off of your berries. Okay? Because listen, first of all, berries are expensive. Who got money? Who got money to be throwing them in the garbage? Okay? Corey is saying wash them with baking soda. So yes, that's part of the advice. You can wash them with baking soda. You can wash them with vinegar. Like I said, I do both. God's creation, yes, I'm using both. I'm covering everything. Okay, so that's our health tip for today. Alrighty, so let's see what the news is talking about. I didn't do too bad with the news last night, but I did want to come back and talk about a whole bunch of killing. That I did want to do. So I kind of went a little easy, but I mean, you can't get away from those kind of stories. So I got some weird but true. I got some stuff. Alrighty. So talk about ducking and dodging paternity. Ducking and dodging child support. Boy, oh boy, do I have a story for you. So you have this guy, Mark McCracken. Okay, he has been accused of fathering a baby with this woman, Isis. Now, let me give you a little backstory about this. It's a really short backstory, but it's a backstory nonetheless. Now, check this out. He has an older child with this Isis already. He's married. They had the child already. And then she got pregnant again. Now, here's the thing. That's when he got married. After she found out that she was pregnant. So he got married in that 9-month period. All righty. So they're talking about the paternity of 2-year-old Talia. So Isis tells Mr. McCracken that, yo, you're the father. And he's not trying to hear it. Now, the child that they share already is an 8-year-old son. Okay? So now, I guess because he wants to be with the new chick, he doesn't, want to have this new baby with her. And I guess maybe he didn't tell the new woman, wife coming up, wife to be, about her being pregnant. So she says he just said he didn't want his wife to know about her and that he didn't want anything to do with her. He's married now. He wasn't married when he got me pregnant. But afterwards, that's when he got married. All right. So guess what he goes and does? So they've got this paternity battle going on. So they set up for him to go and take the paternity test. He goes and gets a friend. You can't make this stuff up. He goes and gets a friend, and he pays the friend to go and take the paternity test for him. He goes and takes the test. So when they come back, they give her the results. And they say, he's not the father. She was like, nah. Now the DNA test was a cheek swab. So she's fighting this thing. No, he's not. And they're like, but listen, we can't help the results. They said, wait a minute. When you come into the building, there's a sign that says, everyone will be photographed. So she gets a picture. They sent her a picture of the man who's supposed to be Mark McCracken. And she was like, that's not him. Baby. There is a huge sign that says you're going to be recorded, photographed. You take the photograph. You're recorded. So how long they thought this was going on, I don't know. But guess what? They are now both are facing up to 15 years in prison for tampering with evidence. Now, because they've got prior criminal backgrounds, that ups the stakes for them. Yeah, so it had to been like somebody who was never in trouble, that would have been one thing. But because they have criminal histories, they both face 15 or more years possibly. Y'all, how dumb can you be? I mean, is it just that? Really, y'all? You really don't want to pay child support that bad that you hiring your friends? I can't, y'all. I can't. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. What else are we talking? Oh, goodness gracious. All of this is relationship based. It's Relationship Monday. I got to come back strong. Okay. Yo, crazy story number 2. So you have a couple. Okay. And they decide to try something new. So she, and her name is, what's her name? Let me see if I can catch her name. Because I know Savannah. No, that's not. They're in Savannah. Let me see. No, they don't mention her name. Do they? No. They keep referring to her as the woman. All right. So the woman, she met this guy on a website. Here we go. On the website. She met this 40-year-old guy on the website. And she was texting him back and forth. And she was on a swingers site. Mhm. So she had been texting him, and she had met up with him before, and she knew his name. Not much more about him. She just knew his name. So she asked if they could meet up again, but if this time she could invite her boyfriend. Okay. Now, the swinger dating person is 40. Her boyfriend is 48. All right. So she asked if she could bring someone with her, her boyfriend, and he says, sure. Okay. Well, they met at about 1:30 in the morning at her apartment. No, at his apartment. And at one point, the boyfriend feels disrespected and suggests they leave. All right. Oh, he's talking stuff. We should go. Let's end this party. Those are his words. So they decide to put their clothes on. And as they put their clothes on, she says, hey, he's coming out the room. And he shoots the boyfriend in the stomach and kills him. This is how it all goes down. So you the one that suggested, you had the boyfriend. You have already been on a swinger site, but you got a boyfriend. So you met up with the guy on the site already. That wasn't enough. You asked to meet again, and could you bring your boyfriend? And you end up getting your boyfriend killed because he felt disrespected and he didn't like what was going on. So I'm a little lost. I'm a lot lost. How is it that you thought this was going to work any other way? You're sharing one woman. Understand? You're sharing one woman. This is your woman. So when she came and she asked you, you said yes. You thought you could handle it. Well, they tried to sneak out. And I don't know if he went in the other room and went to bed, or he was in the room taking a shower. I don't know where he was, but when they were separated, that's when they decided to get their clothes on and leave. And not fast enough, clearly. Not fast enough, because now she don't have a boyfriend. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Oh, Shanti says, prime definition of a winner. Oh, now I don't know if you're talking about the first story where the two of them switch roles and now they both going to jail. Who's smacking it? Oh, Shanti smacking it. Tamika says, now that's lower than lower, and I've heard of some doozies. Yeah. Terrence says, that was smart and dumb at the same time. This is why there are no rules when you decide to add another person to the bedroom. It's true. This is what I don't understand. She asked you. Listen, you weren't in the room and y'all were getting it on, and this person popped up. This was a plan. So y'all plan to fail. Well, listen, being disrespected is better than being dead. But unfortunately, he don't know that now because he's dead. Terrence says, this is dumb too. Meet online, go crazy, and you're too old for this. Yes. 40 and 48. But listen, you ain't never too old for a good thing. The reason why I say it's because I can only imagine all of the ideas you were coming up in your head. Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You probably was talking about it on the way there. Yeah, making all kinds of plans. And now because you feel disrespected, you want to leave. Listen, just envision in your head somebody else with your woman without you. You already feel disrespected. So what you think you're going to feel when you see it, stupid? Well, again, unfortunately, you did not live for the other side of this experience. Oh my goodness gracious. I tell you, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. You cannot make this stuff up. What else are we talking about right now? I got time for one more story before I jump on the bandwagon. Oh, let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yo, this is a crazy one also. So you've got these New Jersey firefighters, and one is in training. He's a black guy. He's in training. And this other trainer is wilding out. His name is Walter Coffey, and he is, losing his ever-loving mind. So, as they're doing some of the, activities, he forms a rope with a noose on the end and throws it to this guy. So, strike number one. Then they say that when they were doing another activity a week later, in the middle of a not training session at the firehouse, he says he threw him the rope again and said, I want you to figure out what kind of knot this is. So this happened like 3 times. 3 times this happened. And he started making some noise about it, but initially nobody did anything about it until it went higher up, and thank God he is now fired. Yeah, so this is in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and not only that, they say that he has used the N-word on numerous occasions in front of other black firefighters, but never received any disciplinary action. So they have been allowing him to go on and on and on, doing all of this stuff. And they're like, okay, you don't play games like this, because whenever he would throw the rope his way with the noose around it, one time he threw it over the building and he said, go catch it. Yo, you out of control. You straight out of control. Well, thank God they fired him. Initially now, interestingly enough, they had him suspended with no pay. But after they continued to do all of the administrative process, they did find him to be guilty of all of the accused things, and they fired him. So thank God for that. He does not get away with that. All right, Brother Al, if you're ready, let me know. Let's see what else is going on in this room. Koya said they all dumb. It's true, Koya. It's very true. Terry says looks good in their head, but did not draw it out, and the both went to his house. Not yours. Another time, he didn't smack him with that rope the first time. Absolutely. You got time to play during a fire. This was all during the training. So no, there was no actual fire going on, but this is during all of the training sessions. He's the trainer, and he's got these guys, and this is what he's doing. But to one particular black guy, and they said that the N-word was used in front of other black people, but out in Bloomfield, New Jersey, there's probably not a whole lot of black people out for firefighters. So this is how you get away with all of this kind of stuff. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's say good morning to Brother Al. Good morning, Brother Al.
Top of the morning. Welcome back. Good to see you healthy and smiling and all that good stuff.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I'm doing good.
Good. Brother Al, we got some stories. So we start off with the guy who was dating the woman. They have an 8-year-old son together. She got pregnant. And then after she got pregnant, he got married. So now he's denying the paternity of the second baby. So in order for the test to come up negative, he sends his friend to go take the DNA mouth swab. And when the results came back negative, she was like, nah, that's not true. He is the father. So they sent her a picture of the individual who took the paternity test under her name. And it was not the man. It was not the father. So now they're both going to jail. And because they both have criminal histories, they will be facing quite a bit of time, up to and possibly over 15 years. Now, do you think that is excessive for what they did?
Yeah, I think that is excessive now. I mean, okay, yeah, he should get in trouble. I admit that, because I remember when I went for a DNA test, they had cameras, they took a picture of me and everything. They making sure. So I think that's excessive, though. I mean, come on. I mean, but
wait, you think that's a what?
I think it's too much. It's excessive. 15 years, like, that's crazy. I don't think.
All right, so everybody in the chat room, let me know whether you feel 15 years is excessive. Okay, go ahead, Brother Al.
Yeah, I think that's a little excessive, but yeah, I mean, he should get in trouble because that's crazy. Now, instead of paying all the years of child support, you got all them years with Big Bubba. Choose Big Bubba, child support. Big Bubba, child support. I think child support wins.
So wait, so what time do you feel is okay? How much time do you feel they should deserve? Or should they deserve any time at all?
Right. I don't think he deserved no time. I think that, okay, I understand he did have a criminal history and stuff, but like, okay, listen, bro, we caught you. You're going to pay this child support. Now that we caught you, and if you don't pay this child support, you're going to prison.
Okay.
But you giving him crime like he killed somebody.
Okay. Okay. So the official charge is tampering with evidence.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why there's so much there's time. So if you're questioning, like, why should he get time at all? That's one of the reasons why he's getting time, because you're tampering with evidence. Now, if this is a federal thing, then you're really messed up. Because now you're dealing with federal evidence.
I'm kind of looking at that too. Tampering with evidence. To me, tampering with evidence is like, okay, the evidence is there and you went and did something with it. He had himself replaced. Okay, that give me.
That is tampering with evidence, Al.
I think he should be fined. I think they should fine him, for doing that. But 15 years, man, that's
Okay, let's see.
Give him a nice fine.
Okay, Shanti says that's a bit much. The child support is going to be punishment. He should have had to pay a heavy fine, like $10,000. Yeah. Terrence says, nah, I say 6 months to a year, because how can he pay the child support now? Okay. Yeah, because taking it out his commissary won't get the baby much.
Exactly.
And the 8-year-old.
Right.
And the 8-year-old won't get nothing anyway.
So that's 15 years that she's going to be struggling to take care of the kids. Give him a fine and then, be strict on him about paying his child support. Hey, bro, you missed child support, you going to jail.
So now you're going to threaten him with jail if he don't pay his child support?
Because he ain't going to want to go to jail, so he going to pay that child support.
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. Pastor KL has just joined us. So let's see what he's got to say. All righty. Hey, Pastor KL.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good morning.
Again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So did you hear the story about the child support evaders?
I haven't heard anything. I'm sorry. I just got on. I apologize.
All right. So you got a guy who has an 8-year-old son with a woman. He just fathered a 2-year-old with the same woman. Since she was pregnant, he got married. So I guess he didn't want to tell the new wife about the baby. So he's denying paternity of the second child. So when she pressed for a paternity test, he sent his friend. And when he sent the friend, of course, the test came back negative. And when they told her the test was negative, she complained that no, it wasn't correct. So they sent her a picture of someone who took the paternity test. And it wasn't the man, it was his friend. So now the both of them are facing charges of tampering with evidence. And because they both have criminal histories, now they are facing up to 15 years. Is that excessive? If so, what should it be?
I really don't think that's excessive. I mean, you played poker, you lost. You lost. I mean, listen, you'd have paid less than child support than sitting out 15 years. That child will be almost 18. You should have just paid what you needed to pay for freedom. I don't think it's excessive. And they already got criminal records. Listen, first of all, I think whoever administered the test should go to jail too. Listen, I've gone for child support. They ask you for your ID, your blood records, all type of stuff. How did that get passed? She or he need to go to jail too. All three of them need to be playing poker together.
Okay. Well, Tamika says you don't play like that. 15 years is appropriate. She obviously knew her baby daddy would stoop lower than low. Genius. Shaking my head. Like my cousin's neighbor who lost his job because the test found him pregnant. Not too bright. Well, I have to agree. My thing is, whatever he got, he got. I'm not mad that he got 15 years. You rolled the dice and you crapped out. I agree. You were so lucky. Now in the article, she says she thought he would do some things, but she never thought he would stoop that low. So my thing is, you know what? You tried it and you found out that you can't play the game well. Oh well. So you got 15 years, eat it. Eat it. Just eat it. Eat it. All righty. Next story, gentlemen. We're talking about the swingers club that did not end well. So you have a woman who's been on a swinger site and she met with this man. She wanted to meet with him again, but this time she was asking, could she bring along her 48-year-old boyfriend? Well, they go over to the date's house, her and the boyfriend. They go over to the house. They do what they do. And as they are involved, boyfriend gets upset and feels disrespected and decides he wants to leave. So they get dressed to leave, but before they could go, he comes out the room. The swinger comes out the room and he shoots the boyfriend in the stomach, and now the boyfriend is dead. Oh my goodness. Brother Al. Do we not count up the cost or what?
First of all, where you find these stories? That's first and foremost. Where do you
It's
find
Relationship Monday, Brother Al.
I guess you Google it and put up, give me the sickest stories you can find. And it comes up. I mean, what do you expect? I don't understand this. What do you expect? You done brought somebody into your relationship, and and I guess it's bad that the guy passed away. He died, but I guess the swinger guy was like, "Oh no, you're not taking this stuff. No, we ain't done. You want to leave, you leave. We not done. This is how it's gonna go down." He's like, we ain't done. We ain't finished yet. You want to leave, you leave. But you go to a it's crazy. First of all, you go to a stranger house that you don't know. You know nothing about. You just going there to have a good time, and the good time then turn bad. It's sad that he died, man, but man, it's why we need Jesus, y'all.
For real. Oh my goodness. Oh, Pastor KL, she wasn't anticipating somebody would die.
You know what, man? As sad and as funny as it sounds, man, this story right here just makes me thank God harder and harder. If I only thanked them for waking me up this morning, that wasn't enough. Because I tell the story all the time. Back in my days, I would just fly out. I meet you on the chat line, I fly out, I'm at your house. That could have been me.
Yeah.
You know, I just thank God, you know, for where he's brought me from. Because this is no different than what I used to do. I mean, I wasn't a swinger, but this was no different. So, you know, we can say, well, the times have changed. No, I took these chances too. You know, it just went a whole nother way for this guy.
Right.
You know, but you know, you got to thank God for what he's brought you out of, or what he's kept you from. You know what I mean? Because while you're in it, you're not thinking about what can go left. You're just trying to go to the right.
Right. Right. You're not thinking about the possibilities. And
Right.
that's what I'm saying. You know, you already had a boyfriend. So for you to even be with the swinger in the first place was already enough. But now you then went home, told him that this is what you did. And now the two brains put together decide, well, let's do this thing. But again, like I said, nobody counted up the cost. I don't understand how you thought you were going to be in this menage a trois and you were not going to be upset that somebody else was with your woman. How does this even work? Where we think that we're going to be okay. So this is the sad part about this whole thing, is that these are the plans we made. And now she's walking away with nothing. She's the biggest loser right now.
I mean, the other side too is was she a white woman, or was her boyfriend white? Because I mean, I'd be mad too if I showed up to a black man's house. I'm already at odds.
Well, the picture does not portray that anybody was white. It just looks like
Okay.
this looks like black, and white don't.
I mean, he
look
looked like he could have been the swinger.
White don't look like they're gonna mess with this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He might have been intimidated.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but nah, this ain't happening. Not with that. No, no.
Well, he crazy, and you know that something like that can always go left. Now you go there and he doing your woman better than you. Now you pissed off.
Yeah.
You mad now? Like, oh, wait a minute. You know,
She got a new daddy.
Many things, right? Many things could make you feel disrespected. Many things. I could think of 9 things off the top of my head that would make you possibly feel disrespected.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, why you didn't consider any of this at all. No,
it's the boyfriend fault too. As soon as you would have came to me and asked me, I probably would have punched you in the face. Listen, I met this finger, we go pow. I ain't hear you. Get up. Get up.
This is
Say it
stupid.
again.
This is stupid, because I'm thinking the same thing. You went. That's why I put it that way. You went and did what you did by yourself, but then you went and took this idea to your boyfriend, and this is where y'all end up. Oh, you gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life. Terrence says it was not a stranger's house. Remember, she been there before, and she's just bringing a boyfriend for the second year. This was the plan. So unfortunately, yeah, that
But
ain't
you know,
work.
the answer, Terrence, he's still a stranger. She only met him once. He's still a stranger. You don't know him.
Right. Because they said she only knew his name. That's what it said.
If that was his real name.
Right. That was his. She only knew his name. Lord have mercy. All righty. All right, gentlemen. I got a situation here. This was quite some situation. So we're exploring all angles of relationships this week. And we're going to talk about this woman who goes to a San Francisco restaurant. So the bartender says that the manager refused her getting another drink. So the bartender she ordered a drink, another drink. The bartender served her the drink, but the restaurant manager came and took the drink off the counter and said because she looked too intoxicated. So this, they said, led to a violent argument with the wait staff at this restaurant. Now, why it ended up with a violent thing with the rest of with the staff when it was the manager who took the drink, I don't know. But better argue with everybody. So she starts fighting these people, and now this becomes an all-out brawl. They say there's screaming and there's I played the video, but I could not play it for you all because it is full with cuss words, and without the cuss words it's pretty meaningless because all of the excitement comes with the cuss words. I gotta be honest, okay? But they say she was verbally and physically attacking quite a few of the employees. She smacked the phone out of one of the bussers' hands. Later on, she pulled on the bartender's long hair, and he's pleading for her to stop, but she would not let his hair go. They say one female employee ended up sneaking up behind and flipping her onto the restaurant floor. And then they say she got up really quickly and started fighting them back to continue this wrestling match with the staff. And eventually she and one of her friends were thrown out of the restaurant. Well, that didn't end there. Somehow or another, they all ended up outside, and she grabbed his hair again, and he ended up throwing her phone down the street, and that's what made her let his hair go. And they said that they were literally, it was like a wrestling match. They say that onlookers were split. Some say since she attacked the staff should have defended themselves and fought back. You have another set who says, hey, I don't care what she did. It was very unprofessional for them to strike back at her. There's no way in the world they should have been fighting her. All they had to do was call the cops, regardless of what she did. Brother Al, what you got?
Not over no alcohol, man. Oh man, you had to protect yourself. No, people are quick to say it when they're not in that situation because you can get hurt if you don't protect yourself. I would have tried to restrain her, and I would have called the cops. So I do get it. And this just shows you the power of alcohol. Like, you wanted that drink so bad that you ready to cause a ruckus, And I'm looking, okay, you fight the staff. Where the heck did the manager go? The manager took the alcohol and disappeared, and the staff got the blunt end of it. So that's kind of crazy. But somebody should have called the cops immediately, because obviously the manager took the drink because she looked drunk, and she proved it by just fighting everybody. And then it shows you again the power of the phone. You could not get that woman off that man's hair. When he threw that phone down the block, she forgot all to go get this phone. So that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is definitely an episode of Who's More Wrong? Who's really wrong? Pastor KL, what say you, Brother Al? Wait, Brother Al, who do you say is really wrong?
Man, I think it's split. It's both of them. It's split because
who's really wrong?
Look, you ain't go far. Listen, let me explain something to you, okay?
Who's really wrong?
Bully you. You bullying me. How about that?
Who's really wrong?
Okay. If I had to pick somebody to say who's really wrong, I'm going to say the staff. Because regardless, you at work, you should have handled that better. Yes, protect yourself, restrain her, call the cops. You fighting her, then you take her outside and fight her. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say the staff because you guys are all at work.
Okay. Thank you. Pastor KL, who's really wrong?
Listen, when Delilah started pulling my hair, she would see where my strength lies. How about that? She would see where my strength lies. Now I think I'm split, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm split, because I'm also in the business. If she came into my establishment and started beating me up, yes, I have to protect myself. Now I have no business going outside. Now I have no business going outside behind you to finish her like we in Mortal Kombat. But as long as you inside, and I'm at, you said the man is asking, please let my hair go. So I already know he's not on our side of the fence. Cause we not petitioning you to please let my hair go. And I got all these beer bottles, all these glasses. I'm not saying please. No. You pulling my hair, you're gonna be part of the new drink. You're gonna be part of the drink. You want a drink? You're gonna drink. But I have no right to go outside. But I will finish you in my establishment because I'm protecting me and my peace. So I think she's more wrong inside. I'm more wrong outside.
See, now when I try to split it up, see what I'm saying?
I'm taking his first answer. I'm the boss. I say the rules.
She's back. She ain't sick no more.
If I start fighting Pastor Steph now, who's wrong?
Oh, God. Well, listen, I'm with you, Brother Al. I think the staff was really wrong. They were both wrong. But when you say who's really wrong, I really think it's the staff. And here's where you both kind of nailed it. When they went outside, when they're on your premises, you do what you do. But once she went out, once y'all put her out, they say they put her and her friend out. Well, once you put them out, then they're out. How do you end up outside and she ends up with your hair again or still? That's not making sense to me. I can't imagine her having a hold of somebody's hair and all the staff can't get her off your hair. What kind of mess is that?
How long was his hair?
This is what I'm saying. They said his long hair. Well, how long was his hair that either she got it twice or either she never let it go? I was like, well, what is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. But I really think who's really wrong is the staff. Shanti said something that was interesting. She said, once you serve the drink, you can't take it back. Well, I guess as the manager who felt that, they would be responsible if she left there and something happened to her, he took the drink off the counter. So I guess, if the bartender could not tell that she didn't need another drink, he don't need that job. Because if that's
his hair was in the way.
If you can't tell that a person is so intoxicated that they don't need another drink, then that's not the job for you. Period.
Yeah, because that's just like me in the school. If I'm in the school and an irate parent coming to school trying to fight me, and I can't protect myself. But once school safety take that parent and take him outside, and then I go outside, finish it, I'm gonna get fired for that.
Absolutely, because you went outside. It's like you followed that. No, come on. Terry says,
when I'm off. Oh,
what you say?
I said, now you push me when I get off. When I get off the clock and you outside waiting for me, it's a different story.
gosh. Terrence says, if I'm paying for something or paid for something, you can't do anything. Shanti says, at a black restaurant, you'll see all the staff run out to address what a guest did to just one staff member,
Shanti's must
not
been a part
even
of that.
as the manager. She's saying you can't take the drink back, not even as a manager. They're not allowed to. Joseph said, call police right away. Do not fight back. Restrain to keep everyone safe. If they went outside, then lock doors until cops arrive. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It will start exactly what happened. That's the
Yeah,
part that I cannot understand.
you know
Why
what?
nobody
That's
call the
easier said than done. That's easier said than done. Do not fight back. You punching me in my face, and I'm gonna say, please, sir, please, ma'am, stop punching me in the face. Really? What Negro you know that's gonna happen to? That's not. That don't even sound like us. Please keep punching me until the cop come. Please, just keep punching till the no. You gonna need an ambulance with the cops and the fire department. You know, all three of them come now. You're gonna need them if you keep punching me. You're not going outside.
Okay, whatever happened to turn the other cheek?
I only got two. I only got two cheeks. And if you hit me in both of them, what am I gonna do?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, okay, so
But you know, Pastor Steph, what's so crazy about this whole story, right? You hearing this? They went outside. You don't hear no more about the manager. The manager
that's what I was just getting ready to say. So, going along with what Joseph said, somebody needs to be at 911's beck and call. Well, call 911. Number two, if she's fighting, where's the same manager who took the drink? You mean to tell me that he can't restrain this woman? It doesn't say at all that her friend ever jumped in. It says they put her and the friend out. So my question becomes, why in the world could he not restrain her and keep her off of his employees? Where did you go?
He went in the back.
They should have beat him. He should have got hit first. She took the drink.
Right, where did he go that you disappeared and now nobody can find you and she's out there wilding out? That makes no sense to me at all. That makes no sense to me at all.
He went to the office.
All right. Sir says, good one, Brother Al. Turn the other cheek. And that was good. That was good, Brother Al. That was good. Oh my goodness gracious. All righty. Check this story out. You have this woman who, she's a black woman, and she took a picture and it was posted on social media as they were celebrating the fact that she was standing in this picture with the judge after she was granted adoption of a young white child. Now the little kid looks maybe around two-ish. Now all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. When this was put on social media, they say the photo was taken in Rutherford County, Tennessee. They said many people made derogatory comments at this new family. They said now this little Caucasian boy is gonna live a most horrible existence. He will not grow up in his rightful element. He will now have to fight the hood to survive. This is unnatural in every sense. She will work him till he drops or kill him with her disgusting culture. Woo! Wow. Let me see. I can't say the next thing. This little white boy's future is messed up, period. Somebody else wrote, makes me sick. Somebody else says, this kid is asking to be freed. Look closely. He's looking away from the person holding him. I'm not being racist. For those of you that are cowardly calling me names on the messenger, I'd say this regardless of the color of those involved. Oh, wow. So then you have the other set that says, I'm so confused by these comments. Are people really mad a baby will have a home because the baby is white and a black woman adopted him? Y'all can't be serious. Another person says, I cannot believe the inhumanity in this thread. This baby has a mom who loves him. That's all that matters. Someone else says, that is precious. Someone else says, it's not a problem when white people adopt black kids, though. I don't see what the problem is. Long as the child is taken care of, that's all that matters. Oh, we got a check-in from Adele. Good morning, Adele.
Good morning.
Serge says, back to the last story, he was like, I'm not getting in between this. I already told her to leave them alone. All right. Pastor KL, what say you about these derogatory remarks regarding this woman who has adopted this little boy?
Well, what say I is that it's horrible remark. But I don't know why she didn't expect it coming. I don't know why she didn't see it coming. You know, it's horrible remarks, and yeah, you might have adopted for the right reasons, for the love and all that stuff, but you should have known it was gonna be a issue. Even when interracial couples get together and there's an interracial child, that child has issues, and that child is born out of love, but they still have issues. You know, I think what's her name, Angelina Jolie and Madonna adopted all those African children. You know, that worked well for them because they were white and they had money. But even those children are going to have issues. So yeah, I think it's horrible. But the one who adopted the children, she shouldn't feel no crazy weight. She should have known it was coming. They should have. Man, listen, there's a whole bunch of stories I'm sure that you didn't repeat. The comments that they said on there. It's obvious.
Okay. Brother Al, they say, white people adopt black kids all the time, and there's never this type of response. Why now?
Absolutely. And this is why you stop posting this mess on social media. People ain't got to know your business. You adopted this child and you go on with life, and I understand it. I'm with me working with kids all my life. When I was in my other school that your daughter's working in, when I was in that school, had this little Indian kid. Oh my God, I fell in love with this little kid, man. And since second grade, and I actually went to his 8th grade graduation, man. These kids are adorable. You get to know them and it's like, wow, and yet people don't say nothing. Like you said, when these white folks go to Africa and adopt these kids and take pictures, nobody say nothing. As soon as a black woman do it, here we go, And again, like I said, I don't think she should have posted, hey, I adopted this child, let me deal with what situation gonna come, because there's gonna be issues. They're gonna say something. If you live in a black neighborhood, you got a white kid there. So now he growing up in the hood. If you're in the hood, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna go to a black school, and he's gonna have some issues. So you need to figure out, okay, how am I gonna address this while he's growing up? But I think common straight disgusting. Like, mind your business. Let this woman do what she do.
I agree. When we post things on social media, you need to be ready for whatever is coming.
Mm-hmm.
We go through this shock syndrome where we're like, oh my God, I can't believe people said this. Why would you say this? Why would you say that? Because once we post, that's an invitation to say what you feel, for you to respond. The comments are there. The comment box is there for everyone who comes across this post. And you don't know what crazy or what sane person or logical person or nice or mean person it's going to come across. And now you are going to be subject to either a compliment or an insult. Now this is in Tennessee. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not moving to the South for nobody. I got enough in New York City to worry about. It's just way too much.
Watch your
Way
mouth.
too
Watch your
much.
mouth. Watch your mouth.
Way too much
Look,
for us to really, get there and think you're gonna, not be subject. Yeah, in New York, you got a whole bunch of crazy of everything. You just got a little bit of everything.
a mixture.
When you're in the South, it's just it's different air, and I don't care. Mm-mm.
But you
You
know
know,
what I would say, and you're absolutely right because I've been in New York. But while in New York, you have the disguised haters. In the South, you know who hates you. You know who hates you, and for me, that's better because they're blatant. You know what I mean? In New York or in the North, these folks act like they're your friend, and then they're the ones stabbing you. In the South, you know who's gonna stab you. You just stay away from them.
I'm sorry. I still ain't going there.
That's, that's good and all, but I still
let me walk in the dark and just let me live in la la land and believe that somebody's for me and they really against me. I don't want to be ducking and dodging, when I see you coming. I'ma stay out your way. This is I can't, it's just too much. It's just way too much. And I agree, you put it out there and people are not going to be receptive. I'm looking at a couple of these comments. The one that said he's gonna live a most horrible existence. He will not grow up in his rightful element. He will now have to fight the hood to survive. What is a white person's rightful element? What is that? What is that? A Pastor KL, you down there, what is a white person's rightful element? What is that?
Well, they feel they're privileged. They're privileged. They can do anything they want to do. I mean, that's it.
no
And you know what's so funny? There's more trailer trash than project people. I mean, there's some them light-skinned folks, man. You should see some of them trailers. That ain't privilege. You know what I mean? I mean,
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah. They get food stamps too. They get more than us. I see it every day. And unfortunately, some of these trailer trash, it seems like users. We find the best trailer trash that they can be. That the light skinned folks are saying thank you. Thank you for taking that one off our hands. You know what I mean? We find the worst white folks we can be with. The roof is caving in. I saw one where the water heater was on the outside of the front door. Come on, give me a break. How we do that? The water heater is on the outside of the front door? No, I can't let that.
Wow.
I can imagine, in my head, I know what they mean when they say, their rightful existence. But like you said, in my head, I'm like, who said that they all live in large? Brother Al?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure that out too. What's like what? So they in this place where there's no crime, no ambulance, no nothing. There's not a liquor store across the street. I mean, I don't understand.
No, how about the one that says she will work him till he drops?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. Like, wait, was he a slave? I mean, you mean what?
Oh my gosh!
He's gonna have to do some. He's gonna do some chores.
Yeah, I think some people just want something to say, or what I'm saying. I'm taking it as she adopted this child because she loved the child, and like I said, I get it. When you're working with kids, man, it'll be that one kid that's just so adorable.
Still your heart.
Yeah, and like I said, I had a kid like that, a little Indian kid, and oh my God, this little kid stole my heart. Like that was my boy. He can get away with anything. he was such a great kid, and I met him in second grade, and you know, he couldn't even speak English well. I went to his 8th grade graduation, man. He remembered me, man. I took pictures with him, so I get it. People just need to accept that. Hey, listen, she loved this child. You know, here's a child that got a home. I'm surprised. I'm quite sure there's a comment in there saying, "Well, why you ain't adopt the black kid?" I know it's in there somewhere.
Well, see, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for, because I'm gonna be honest. Part of me said, with all the black kids out here, why you did not take a black kid. Now, that does not mean that I'm racist, doesn't mean I'm prejudiced. But my that's where my first thought went. Now, not that I don't feel you should gravitate to any, it was Indian or Asian or, it was Hispanic, it doesn't, but that's where my head went instantaneously. I was like, oh, she got a white kid. Not mad, just like, oh, okay, that's what you did. But I was looking for that in the comments, Brother Al. I was like, yo, they ain't said that. But what they did was they targeted all of the comments that made her look like she had an angle for adopting him, or how he would suffer at the hands of her being a black mother.
But you know what you don't find is there's no critique, no criticism, action. Where is the biological mother? How is it that she had the opportunity to adopt this white person? Where's your mama? Ain't nobody bashing the mama, because accordingly the mama did a good thing by letting him go to a better place. But now he in a better place, so now you mad because the better place ain't the picture you thought it was.
Right.
And let's go to another side, Brother Al. I don't know if you know, but you could pass for Indian. You should have adopted that boy.
Hey, look, I love that kid. Hey, Professor, I love that kid so much. I would have adopted. That was my boy. I would have adopted. Al and the Indian boy.
Oh, well, we got a couple of minutes. I want to ask, have you ever considered adopting? And if so, would there be a preference of age, gender, or race, Brother Al?
Well, after going through issue with my baby mamas, I'd have been like, I should have adopted. But for me, it definitely would have been a boy, because I don't want to deal with no girls and their stuff and all. So it definitely would have been a boy, and it wouldn't have mind to me what color. It would have been who my heart was attracted to, So it definitely would have been a boy, and that would have been the issue of who my heart. Like I said, I fell in love with this little Indian kid. You can't help who steals your heart, and I'd have went that route. Definitely a boy though, no girls, no son.
I would have went to India.
What age?
Oh, age? It definitely would have been a little one. I ain't getting no teenagers. I need somebody I can mold. Them teenagers gonna put me in prison. So it would definitely be between I would say between an infant, a little baby, up to maybe about 7 or 8. Okay. I can mold them and train them right. Them teenagers gonna make me go to jail. They're gonna make me catch a case.
Okay. Pastor KL, adoption.
You see my head? You see my head? You need to be asking no more questions. You see my head? Listen, but most of y'all know I've been a single parent to 2 children, a boy and a girl. No, that's just suicide. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. My wife got a bug in her butt one day and said, we should foster some children. Foster? What does that mean? What's the definition of foster? No, not me. Foster? No. Then she wanted a little baby. That's gonna wake me up in the middle of the night? No, I'm sorry. You work nights. So who's gonna have to deal with that child? No, I'm not doing that. And you ain't gotta worry about the age, you ain't gotta worry about the color, you ain't gotta worry about the sex. It's not happening. No. Not then, and surely not now.
No, Pastor Cal, you sound like the Grinch.
Okay. Watch this.
Well,
I don't care.
Pastor Cal.
Listen, I live in Whoville. Who's coming to my house? No one. Hey,
Oh, my goodness.
Pop, I'm coming over. Who?
Pastor Cal just
Oh,
stole
my
Christmas.
goodness. Wow. As you both were talking, I was thinking to myself, I don't have to adopt.
No, you don't.
Lord, that's surrounding me. I'm like the little old lady who lived in the shoe. Had so many kids, she didn't know what to do.
But
Yeah.
no, Pastor Steph, you need some boys over there. You got all these girls, granddaughters. You need a boy over there. You need some
I
testosterone.
have a boy over here already.
Who that?
I have two.
Yeah.
I have two.
She
I
does.
have three. I have two adults, and I have one teen. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
God didn't even give me a grandson. He gave me a granddaughter. I was like, wow. So it went from 4 girls to 5 girls. But in all jokes aside, as you two were talking, I was like, I never have to adopt. My house was always filled with people, always filled with kids, always filled with somebody who needed care, who needed love. It didn't matter the age, it didn't matter the gender, it didn't matter their race. It's just a little bit of everybody.
You're the old lady in the shoe. You're the old lady.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. That's the way a little old lady who lived in the shoe has so many kids, you didn't know what to do. No, I wouldn't have to adopt. I had that revolving adoption agency sign on the door that I just didn't realize was there.
Hey, Pastor Steph, you know what I just realized?
What?
I don't even have children in my congregation. I'm not adopted none of them.
Really?
You need some
Every now and then somebody might bring a grandchild or a nephew and a niece, but that's only one Sunday. You can only stay one Sunday.
You need the kids so you can train them to take over when y'all old folks start getting down.
That's all right. God will find Joshua.
It's important. I think it's really important. There's a lady who lives who used to live. She's passed away now, but she had 2 daughters, and when they got older, she's talked her husband into adopting a child. So he breaks down. He says, "Okay." They go to the adoption agency, and they introduce her to a little girl, but unbeknownst to her and the husband, it was a family. It's 2 girls and a boy, and she went in to come out with 1 and came out with 3. So she took all 3 of the children,
and then she dies.
And no,
that ain't fair.
No, she lived a nice long life. Yeah, she lived a nice long life until they were adults. Okay. So Shantice is reminding me that she originally wanted the boy, but they told her he had 2 sisters, and she walked out with all 3. And I was like, wow.
Were they all the same ethnicity?
They were brothers and sisters.
No, but I'm talking about the parents.
Yes.
The ones across the street.
Everybody was black. Everybody's black.
Gotcha.
And her heart couldn't separate them, so she took the 3.
Yeah.
So it's
look here.
No, I mean that's just. First of all, you got a husband to consider, and he finally agreed to one crumb snatcher. Now you taking all the cookies. We don't want the box of cookies. We don't. No one wants a box of cookies. That's diabetes. No one wants that.
You know what? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I get it though. I remember when I had my cat. My cat passed away, but when I got
Now you're talking about cats.
no.
Jesus
What
Christ.
I went to adopt the cat. It was two cats, a brother and sister. I went for one, and we're about to get both of them. So I get it.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
I went for one. I almost came on with two.
I got a comment coming through. It says, not sure, but don't adoptive families have to meet certain criteria. People are going to criticize no matter what, but hopefully the child won't experience or be prepared for the negativity. And her motive was pure in this adoptive process. Yes, of course they have to go through, screening and all kinds of things before you're approved to be an adoptive parent. That's why I was a little surprised at the remarks, because my thing was, y'all make it sound like she just went there and they just handed her the kid and she just walked off. This wasn't she went and filed today or Monday and they gave the child to her on Tuesday. This was a process, and we don't even know if she fostered the child first. Most times you foster the child before you adopt them. Not all the time, but sometimes sometimes that's the process. They'll based on the situation when the child, goes into the system. But my thing is, that's to say one of my thoughts. I'm like, well, she had to pass some type of screening, and the screening these days. And listen, let me tell you something. If she's black adopting a white kid, I would venture to say she had to go through some extra hoops. She had to jump through some extra hoops because they wasn't turning that child over to her. So of course people were nice, it doesn't matter. But they were very upset at the fact that this was a black woman adopting this white child, and felt that this white child got the bad end of the stick being adopted by a black mother. And that's why the other comments were the way they were. It's like, listen, the child was being taken in love. Really? Is that what you're complaining about? The race of the parent? If she's going to take care of it and she's going to love him, then leave alone. What are you talking about?
And also, too, just because she black don't mean she live in the hood.
Right.
I'm sure they didn't get that child to her if she lived in the hood. If she lived in the projects, she was not getting the child. I'm sure.
No.
She had to have a suitable place.
I agree.
It wouldn't have been pissed on the elevator. No, it wouldn't have been that.
And you know what else I saw that's rough too? Speaking of the adoption thing, I have some friends who do like temporary foster care, and I ask them, how do you do it? Because you may have this parent that may be on drugs or something, and they take the kids in. But one of my friends, I went by her house, and she had like two of the kids. And the little baby boy was so adorable. See, I have a problem giving him back. I can't do it. I can't. He was so adorable. I'm like, oh my God, you got to give him back. I'll be able to run. They'll be on the news. Have you seen this one?
Brother Al? Brother Al?
Do it. I was like, no, sir.
Listen, Brother Al, I'll be like, it's Saturday. Y'all said 12. Where y'all at?
Oh my God, how they doing?
No, but I'm sure. And that's one of the things that I thought about the fostering, because it's like you would have your heartstrings are being tugged all the time. You get somebody, you fall in love with them, it's time for them to go. So it's got to be difficult. But thank you, my due time crew, as always.
It's not difficult. Bye.
Well, you're not taking them in the first place, so go away. Thank you so much for your contribution today, and we pray you have a blessed day.
You too.
You as well.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Leave it to the due time crew. Always for you with laughter. Well, it is the top of the hour on a Monday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for the switch with Shantice. Let's say good morning to Shantice. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Steph. How are you?
I am okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. What you got for us today?
Okay, today I have the switch with Shantice, where we're making the switch from the streets to our godly seat, and we are up to switch tip 236, y'all. And it is stop being a disappointment. Actually, is supposed to be stop acting like a disappointment. So I'm going to adjust that on the banner really quick, but we're going to have to make sure that we get into this. Okay, so I wanted to, of course, God always gives us the definition. So this morning, I'm going to actually kind of break the word down within the definition. Okay, so disappointment, the root word of disappointment is appoint. To designate or assign someone or something for a task or a purpose. Dis, signifying the reversal, the negation, meaning the denial or the failure. So when we're talking about disappointment, we're talking about highlighting the denial or highlighting the failure of something that has been designated or assigned to you, your task that has been designated and assigned to you, your purpose that has been designated and assigned to you. Now, who gives you your purpose? Who gives you your assignment? Is it you? No, it's not you. It's the Lord. Okay. So God gives us our purpose in life. God gives us our assignments and our tasks in life. And I know everyone would love to believe and think and believe that I can wake up one morning and say, this is what I'm going to do in my life. Let me put y'all onto something real quick. If you have not already experienced this, or if you have, but you don't realize you have experienced this, the worst thing that you could do to yourself in this life, there's a verse where God says, do not use your freedom to fulfill your flesh. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it says. The worst thing you could do is you choose what you want to do, and you put all your time or your effort or your money into it, only for God to come back around and be like, that's not what I have for you to do. Think about when we read in Matthew, I believe it's chapter 25, where Jesus says the sheep will be separated from the goats. So the goats are going to be the people who are not of him. So think about how the world talks about you, the goat or something. And the sheep are those who are following and listening to Jesus's voice. And he's going to look at the sheep and say, come and inherit the kingdom of God that I have prepared for you. And he's going to look over to his left at the goats and say, get away from me. I know you not, you who practice iniquity, meaning you who practice evil. And the people, the goats that he says that to are going to be like, well, didn't I do this in your name? Didn't I do that in your name? You know what the this and that is? What I had in mind. Well, I had in mind to feed the homeless. Didn't I do that in your name? Well, I had the mind to sell chicken dinners. Didn't I do that in your name? Well, I had the mind to pass out tracts and spend time with so-and-so. Didn't I do that in your name? And even though those things can be looked at as noble, is that what God had assigned for you? That's what makes it evil and wicked if you do it. Because you have to pay attention to what God gives you, what he assigns to you, the purpose he has for you. And just like one of the pastors said last week, we are of one body, Christ's body, but everyone has their different functions. And if everyone wants to be the head, or everyone wants to be the hand, or everyone wants to be the big toe, now what does that happen? Well, what does that mean for what happens to the rest of the body parts that need to function so that everything can be a whole? So that when Jesus says the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few, that's why the laborers are few. Not because God isn't assigning people to fulfill the task. God knows what he's doing. He owns it all. He's not going to see all this work that needs to be done and not assign it to us. But it's because we want to choose our own assignments. Cut it out. Okay? Because the first thing people think about when things don't work out, or when they realize it's God saying that's not what I have to you do, is the time that they've invested and wasted. You can get your money back. You can earn money back again. You can reconcile with people. One thing you can never get back is time. That's it. Once you waste it, once it's gone. It is now 8:44 a.m. on December 22nd, 2025. Once 8:45 a.m. come, we will never see 8:45 a.m. again on December 22nd, 2025. That's it. It's done. Whatever you did is what you did. Whatever you didn't do is what you didn't do. Okay, so when we're talking about stop acting like a disappointment, it doesn't mean you haven't fallen. It doesn't mean you're not having a slow moment. But it means to pick yourself up in God. Allow God to pick you up. Allow God to teach you what it means to encourage yourself in Jesus' name. Your life assignment comes from God. 1 Corinthians 7:17 Amplified Version reads, only let each one live the life which the Lord has assigned him and to which God has called him. For each person is unique and is accountable for his choices and conduct. Let him walk in this way. This is the rule I make in all the churches. I love this verse because it gives you both sides. It gives you God is loving, God loves you. At the same time, you got a job to do. Okay, so enough with the babying in the churches. Woo, pick yourself up, understand what God, listen, if you don't know what your purpose is yet, how about you position yourself? How about you fix the posture of your attitude, the posture of your vision, the posture of your hearing, the posture of your heart, your mind, and sit before God, sit still for a few minutes and allow God to speak to you. Allow yourself to feel him, to hear him, and to see him in multiple ways, because he's not going to allow you to keep walking around here bumping your head if your heart really says, you know what, I really want to understand what you have for me to do, God. Okay? Understanding that, and I had to switch it. Originally, as you saw, the switch tip title was Stop Being a Disappointment. But after reading a little more, we understand that God, again, the verse that says, come to me as many times as you need to, ask me what to do, I will not be condescending to you. Yes, we can let God down in a sense. He's disappointed for us, but not in us, because when we focus on him, we will always be able to recover. As long as he blesses us with his breath in our body, no matter what we did last night, as long as he chose to wake us up this morning and we repent and go to him like, okay, God, I know I may have done that thing again, but come on, I need you, I need you, I need you. Let him know that you need him. He knows you need him. But let him know that you need him. He's going to continue to be there for you. Romans 8:38-39, Amplified Version. For I am convinced and continue to be convinced beyond any doubt that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present and threatening, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor any other created thing will be able to separate us from the unlimited love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. What are those verses saying? That despite what's around us, despite our circumstances, despite our stupidity, our slowness, everything, our sins, nothing will be able to separate us from God's love. Again, meaning, as long as you continue to humble yourself, I mean, God loves sinners. God loves those that say they're for him. At the same time, understand that God deserves our very best. Yes, God is all loving. He's all knowing. He's always there for us to pick us up, but he deserves our best. So as we need to meditate on these two verses that we just read, also understand that we have a requirement and the ability, even when you do not possess the Holy Spirit yet, that you get upon baptism, you still have the ability to give God your very best. You have a better chance of doing it once you possess the Holy Spirit. So don't use these verses as a cop-out, because there's still expectations that God has for you. Okay. Now, even though God is loving and all that, there are consequences to denying your task and your abilities. And there are consequences when you continue to walk in disappointment, because when you continue to walk in disappointment, what do you walk in? You walk in depression, you sulk, woe it's me, you're not productive, you do not function in the things God needs you to function in. And there are consequences to denying your assignments and your purpose in life. How do we know? Romans 1:28-29, Amplified Version. Listen up. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God or consider him worth knowing as their creator, God gave them over to a depraved mind to do things which are improper and repulsive, until they were filled, permeated, saturated with every kind of unrighteousness, wickedness, greed, evil, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malice, and mean-spiritedness. They are gossips, spreading rumors. And when you continue to read to the end of verse 32, you will see this is what happens. Another verse says, God will lead you to a reprobate mind. God will turn you over to your own mind. It's only because of God that we are not the murderers, the rapists, the pedophiles, the even slower than what we are. All the things that we hear about when Pastor Steph brings us the news content, when Vivian brings us the socially conscious, we hear about the crimes or just the slow moments that people have. The only thing that's separating us from actually acting out the slow moments is Jesus, okay? So stop acting like you're walking in disappointment. If you see that you are not living up to your expectations, continue to stay. Well, you need to stay at the feet of God and Jesus anyway. Heavily, 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 heavily. Stay at the feet of God. Ask Him to pick you back up again so that you can walk in the fulfillment that God has for you. So let's make sure we're making a conscious decision of making the switch from walking in disappointment, acting like we're disappointing God, to fulfilling the purpose and assignments that God has for us. Thank you, Pastor Steph.
Thank you, Shantice. Thank you. Very practical switch tip. Thank you so much for your contribution today. We
Thank you. You're welcome.
Day.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.
Thank you. Woo! We started off the morning with a fantastic PSA, which, advised us that when we get up in the morning, before we hit our feet hit that floor, start prophesying and declaring the greatness of the day. God, I'm going to be this. God, I'm going to do that. God, I'm this. God, I'm this. I'm yours. I'm this. I'm that. And it was excellent, excellent, excellent. And then we went through all of these different stories where, we had the swingers. Again, you don't plan properly, or your plan is so poor that it could possibly have these results. We have the other story where, the two men decided that they were going to switch off so that, one man wouldn't have to tell his new wife that he had fathered a child. We have, the story of, let me see, I don't want to mix up the stories. The mother, the woman who adopted the child and who was met with so much scrutiny and hatred, no matter how we slice that pie. And then we end up with the switch tip, stop acting like a disappointment. And it's a lot to think about. In 2 hours, a lot to think about. Again, one thing I love about this platform, God takes everyday living. We don't have to make up stories. We ain't got to come up with our own. We don't have to exaggerate. We don't have to design anything. Just take. He is really showing us that this is what the world is made of. Make up your mind as to what you want to do with your life. Make up your mind as to how you would like to end up. Because when we fail to plan, we plan to fail. I've heard that all my life, and there is so much truth in that. And as I was kind of blown away at that PSA this morning, again, I could not stop waiting to hear the punchline. And for me, the punchline was, with all of this declaring, let's live it out. And not being a disappointment, not acting like a disappointment, is living it out. What are we doing? It's in our head. I've seen so many people have these great plans in their head, great plans, but I watch them do such the opposite. And when I tell you, I am the most confused individual, it's so hard for me to hear, these great plans, and yet I'm watching you do such the opposite. And I'm saying, how do your actions meet the plan? You have these great intentions, knowing, I have people who know things are wrong. They know they're living in the wrong place. They know that they're living and not doing what they know God wants them to do. They know. And yet they won't budge because of comfortability, because of convenience, because of love, because of just these calculated concerns that don't need to be your concerns, because all we need is faith and let God work that out. This is just a little too much for you, clearly, because you've been in it for 150 years and you just can't seem to work your way out of it. That means that it's past you. It's past your ability. It's past something that you need to still be working on. Something that you needed to have passed on and given to God a long time ago. How do we step out of that? How do we get out of our own way? How do we stop acting like a disappointment? How do we stop being a disappointment? How do we stop living disappointment? Because God is very disappointed with people. And how do we know it? Because there's several scriptures that say, too much is given, much is required. So in other words, what I'm giving you, I'm requiring you to stand up to that, to step up to that plate because of what I've given you. I've equipped you. I've placed this in your care. I'm never going to place that in your care if you're not equipped. So what I've given you, I'm requiring you to step up to the plate. The other verse that comes to mind that says, to know that it is a sin, but to do it anyway is sinful. So one big circle. That means that there's some expectation on the table. Yeah, those are just two verses. First two verses that come to my mind that indicate that God has an expectation on the table. And where there is expectation, there's disappointment. Now, he already knows whether we're going to do it or not, but it doesn't mean that he's not upset, because there are many different things that indicate what he'll do when he's upset. And some people don't want to face that. Some people don't believe that God has this wrathful side to him. Oh, God is loving and he doesn't mean that and he won't do that. Oh, you better read your whole Bible, because there are expectations. There are expectations. And for those who step up to the plate of the expectations, we'll make it in. Shantice just gave you the whole scenario where there will be people standing before him who will be saying, did not. I'm sorry, you thought that was for me? I thought that was for me? Nah. That was for you. That was for someone else. That wasn't for me. So I'm not even going to count that as anything. Because I understand the ultimate intent of the heart, which is what I love. I love the fact that God searches the heart. So all who say God knows my heart, oh, please, you just don't understand how dangerous that is. It would be better if God didn't know your heart. And maybe you could kind of run some things over on him. But he knows your heart. And that's why there are going to be people who are going to be standing up there saying, didn't I. He's going to say, excuse me, bye. Get away from me, you workers of iniquity. And that is the scariest thing for me. To think that I would be here doing all of these things in the name of Jesus, in the name of God, for God's cause, and to stand before him and for him to say, Stephanie, please stop. Because I know how I feel when someone's standing before me and they telling me that, and I'm like, stop, just please, don't even waste your breath. That's what it's going to be like for those who he's given you the ability. And listen, the other way we know is for the talents. Let's start the parable of the talents. He gave the one 10, 10 flipped 10. Gave one 5, 5 flipped 5. He gave one 1. And he did nothing but bury it. So, sorry, You didn't do anything with it. Now that goes to the one who did something with it. There's many instances of where there's expectation, and that's what we have to think about. And as long as there is breath in your body, there's a chance that God has a higher expectation of you than you even imagine. Yeah. How many of us are walking and working below the bar? And God is like, I equipped you. Whoa, pay attention. I'm going back to the talents. He said from the beginning, the parable says he gave each what he knew they were prepared to work with. He did not give anyone above their head. He gave each and every one of them based on what they were prepared to handle. He did not give the kindergarten or college work. That's how the parable starts. According to. And then you did what? He knew ultimately, God would know. You know, we're taking it off of the carnal side of it. God knows what you're going to do with it. But if you take it from the earthly side, yeah, you were given based on what you were capable of doing. Again, too much is given, much is required. I gave you 10 and I required you to flip 10. I gave you 1 because I knew you could only handle 1. And so I'm requiring you to flip the 1. I didn't say go flip the 1 and then go and ask to borrow or to take from someplace. I just wanted you to do the 1. What are you carrying right now that God knows you can do better, but you keep messing around and you will not produce more? What do you keep messing up over and over? And he keeps showing you. Because here's what I love about God. Shanti said it. God ain't going to leave you in no quandary. God is not a God of confusion. So most people use that when they say, oh, you know, there's a lot of chaos going on, and that's not God. That's not the only time. When you are confused in your mind, that's not God. God is of decency and order. There is some semblance of order coming from God. He is not going to keep you in or allow you to stay in a confused state and you never come out. That is on you. That's on you. And how many times are we running from it? How many times are we are so focused? Our peripheral vision is just cut off. No matter who's talking, no matter who's begging, no matter who's praying, you just off on your own tangent. You just doing what you want to do, doing what makes you comfortable. And I'm watching and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, you're not tired? You're not tired of running around in circles? You're not tired of living a mess? You're not tired of being uncomfortable? You're not tired of being a mess? You're not tired of being a mess? It's like, yo, God is right here spilling it out for you. He's spilling it out and he's spelling it out for you in your one-track mind. Is that you? If it's you, I'm talking to you. God is using today. He's using today. He started off with the PSA, went to Shantice and her disappointment, switched it, and I'm finishing the job right now. We're talking to you. That's why you're here. You don't have to stay confused. You don't have to stay on a tangent where you just don't know what you're doing, where you're going. You don't have to stay in an unproductive life. You don't. That is not giving God the glory out of your life. He wants you to be blessed. He wants you to thrive. He wants you to have the joy that only he can bring. But if joy is here, but you're here, that's you're not going to get it that way. So sit down and allow God to help you focus. Help you focus. When people are talking to you, he's going to send somebody for you. And I can guarantee you, I'm not the first person. Shantice is not the first, or that PSA was not the first. There's nowhere in the world this is your first time hearing it. No way. But take this time, because you don't know if you're going to get this time again. Because just like Shantice said, if God says, I'm going to get to a point where I'm just going to take my hands off and I'm going to leave you to you. Here's a crazy part. God ain't got to do nothing. Oh, that's the scary part. He doesn't have to do anything. Say, God caused this, God caused that, God made this happen, God is punishing me. He doesn't have to do any of that. All he has to do is step back and leave you to you. And that's what we go through each and every day when we go through this news. People who have been allowed to function the way they function. God could stop this at any given moment. You don't think God could have stopped the man from coming out the bedroom and shooting the other man in the stomach? You don't think if God wanted to, he could have stopped that? No. I mean, yes, he could have stopped it, but no, he didn't. And we don't know why he allows things or he prevents things. We don't know. But we do know that he's going to be a man of his word, and a whole lot of us are left to our reprobate mind in this world. And I surely don't want to be one of them, and I don't want you to be one of them either. So this is why we're on each and every day, to help you to step out. Hear God. Function as though you believe God. So many people I've had to say, all you got to do is believe. No, I'm sorry. Believe is an action word in that area. Believe is not just a thought in your head. Your actions speak belief. Not your mouth, not your head, your actions. So please just come on over, step out of that zone you're in and say, you know what? It's time for me to get up. It's time for me to get up in service. Each week, I'm going to be there the way I would be at a job, the way I would be at my friend's house, the way I'm going to the store, the way I'm going to the laundry, the way I'm doing this, the way I'm going to find myself in service. And ain't nobody going to beat me there. You know how many times I tell people, if I were in your shoes, when the gate is open on Sabbath morning, I'd be going, oh, excuse me, what are you doing here? Pastor Steph, I'm sorry. I had to be here this morning, well before the time that the gates went up. That's what I would be doing. Get there. Get there now. Like I think it was Shantice who said, repent. Repent, repent, repent. Go before the Lord and give your life to him. Give your life to God, because later is not promised. All this thinking you're doing, there's a reason why you're thinking. There's a reason why you're kind of leaning toward doing it. Don't waste the time no more. The time is now. Okay? So disappointment, you wouldn't have to worry about. Just do what God says. Nice and simple. Do what God says. Yeah, I said it's not that simple. It's not as hard as you think. Once your mind is made up, it's a journey, and you're gonna have to be in it, and that means all the way in it. But the hard that people think about is not that type of hard. You fight anyway. You fight in this world anyway. Why fight it alone? Take Jesus and let him guide you through this journey. Okay? All right. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit as you go through your day. Be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and keeping that chat room alive. Please do not miss this opportunity to give Christ your life right now. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen that relationship with the Lord right now, because later is not promised to any of us. Until tomorrow, God spares ways. Let's talk about it Tuesday.